Hey Broker Nation, in this episode, Jules and I head down to Vancouver to get some expert advice on our customer journey. Jules and I are obsessed about having an awesome customer experience, and we know we have to have a good customer journey to do that. And so we sent a copy of our customer journey down to Jason Henneberry of DocAssist and Lender Spotlight. He's our CEO, really good operations guy, and he was going to dismantle our customer journey. And he had messaged us and said, "Hey Scott, you know, it's great, but I see some risks that you have in there." And so I'm like, "We got risks in our customer journey?" So we were pretty excited to have him spend an afternoon training us.
So this is the $100 million journey process, broken out the way it's written out in the PDF. So you've got the stages, step 1, 2, 3, right through 9, and then all the things that happen.
One of the problems that Jason quickly pointed out was that the names of our stages were actually confusing. For example, one of our stages was collect documents. Jason pointed out, well, that's not actually a stage because that happens over a continuum of time, versus submitting a file. That is either a yes or no.
This is really good. Step 1, new lead comes in. That's a yes or no. First client meeting with the broker, whether it's a phone interview or face-to-face, that's a yes or no. It's an event that happened. Document collection includes a bunch of steps like underwriter sends doc list to the client, client sends docs back, underwriter accepts, rejects docs. This isn't actually a stage because this is a process that is pervasive, right, through the whole mortgage origination process. Blue or green, well, blue, sorry, is anything done by the assistant. So these are basic tasks. The pink is the broker, lead broker. Underwriter is green. And then what's in yellow, we didn't actually have a person assigned to those tasks. Where there's risk in the business, you can almost see it immediately once you point it out, is on the blue assistant role. Every single task that's blue here is really basic, and it's a low cost job function, which is fantastic. You want lots of those in your business. So things like send a gusto to the referral source.
We noticed that Ellie had a lot of tasks to do throughout the customer journey.
We had known that, but when you see it on the wall, you're like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of stuff for one person to be responsible for.
Those things are all very basic. The challenge is that it's a complicated job function, because to learn all those basic tasks and when they happen in this process, you can see someone has to have a high level of knowledge of the business in order for the business not to get derailed.
We didn't realize how many things Ellie had her hands on, and if something happened, it would take us a long time to get someone trained, to get the momentum back, and we just can't afford that.
Although she's fantastic at doing it, it's a very difficult role to replace in the future for when she wants to move up.
But what you might want to do is look at, okay, at what point in our business growth could Ellie be a team lead for 2 assistants? So rather than just having 2 assistants, you actually have 2 assistants and a team lead to fully support you. So you never ever have to worry about anything that's happening in the blue.
One of the ideas that Jason had was to create a career path for Ellie. That way, as we grow, she can grow, and eventually she can have a team or people working under her. Then we realized if she has a career path, she needs to be able to train her replacement. And so we came up with this idea of she has to document everything she does and create a manual for her role, so that when she moves up, it's easy for her to train. And heaven forbid, if she gets hit by a bus, we're covered in that scenario too.
You could effectively have your current underwriter and then Ellie licensing as an underwriter / team lead, and then you just have to hire 2 more people to deal with all those roles, and you can hit $100 million. That's it.
One of the biggest things for me is just supporting our team. It's so important. You can get lost in your own goals and dreams, and it's really important to support your team and support them to reach their goals as well. And I love the way you brought that up with the team lead and sort of evolving through the business themselves. I think that's amazing, and I think that's going to be a great key for Ellie as well with team lead and helping her to move along. So really love that.
If you can focus purely on the things that you need to focus on, then we could actually increase your workload by 50 to 75% so $100 million is possible. We just need to focus on the other 2 roles. Make sense?
The reality is that we don't have everything figured out, and we're gonna go get advice from others, we're gonna get training as much as possible, because we know that increases our chances of hitting our $100 million goal, and that's the whole point. So 3 takeaways from this episode. First, every stage of your customer journey needs to be clearly identified, and you should be able to answer yes or no. This way, you can identify bottlenecks in your process. You can't have murky stages. The second thing that we took away, every person on your team should create a manual for their position. That way, when they move up or they move out, you can easily bring someone in and get them up to speed quickly. And finally, I realized that we are not going to hit 100 million if we do not have a team strategy. That involves investing in our team, doing training with them, and making constant readjustments. For a look at our new customer journey, check out the link below, and thank you for watching. We really appreciate when you message us or send us emails or comment on Facebook, and share this with your friends. Our whole goal is, yes, we want to get 100 million, but we're sharing it so that you can learn and grow your business. So keep crushing it.